You can feel it, can't you? The air is heavy. The world is trembling. Every headline screams of chaos, wars and rumors of wars, hearts failing from fear. And deep inside you, there's this sense that time is running out. Young man, listen, this isn't random. This isn't just another season. The ancient words are unfolding right before our eyes. The final signs are appearing, and the trumpet is about to sound. You were born for this moment, not to scroll endlessly, not to numb yourself with pleasures that leave you empty, but to wake up, to rise. God is saying, I set you apart for such a time as this. There's no more room for half-hearted living. No more space for sitting on the fence, waiting for the perfect time to get serious about your life, your relationships, your soul. The last sign has appeared, and heaven is watching to see what you will do next. Will you rise or will you fade? Will you prepare or will you perish with the distractions of this world? This is your moment. Don't waste it. Do you feel it? Do you sense it in your spirit? The shaking has begun. Everything that once felt stable is trembling. Foundations are cracking, systems are collapsing, and the ground beneath your feet no longer feels solid. You see it in the headlines, wars erupting, economies faltering, families falling apart. But even more than that, you feel it in your own soul. That quiet unrest, that stirring that won't let you sleep at night. It's not just the world that's shaking, it's you. God is shaking everything that can be shaken in your life because He's trying to wake you up before it's too late. The relationships that were built on sand, they're being exposed. The habits that you thought you could hide, they're surfacing. The pain you buried deep down, it's rising back up to confront you. And maybe you've been trying to hold it all together. But hear this, the shaking isn't to destroy you. It's to deliver you. You've spent so much of your life clinging to what doesn't last, chasing the approval of others, numbing yourself with distractions, building your identity on achievements, on women, on success. But now the shaking has come to show you the truth. None of it can save you. None of it can hold you up when the storm comes. God is stripping away everything that isn't eternal so that only what's unshakable remains. And here's the question: when the shaking is over, what will be left standing in your life? Will it be bitterness, regret, emptiness, or will it be a man who has fallen on his knees before the living God? A man who has built his house on the rock, a man who will not be moved no matter what comes. Listen, this isn't a time to play games. You can't afford to wait. You can't afford to keep living like you've got all the time in the world, because you don't. The shaking is a mercy. It's God's way of calling you home before the final trumpet sounds. And when it does, it'll be too late to prepare. So, young man, let it all fall. Let the false gods in your life collapse. Let the illusions be broken. And then, when all is stripped away, let Him build you back up into something eternal. The shaking has begun. But the question is, will you be ready? Listen closely. Do you hear it? Not with your ears, but deep in your spirit. A sound that pulls at your soul like a distant trumpet, faint but unshakable. That's not your imagination. That's not just anxiety. That is the call of God echoing in your spirit. It's been there for years, hasn't it? In the quiet moments when no one else is around. In the middle of the night when you can't sleep. In the mornings when you stare into the mirror and wonder what all of this is really for. You've tried to drown it out. You've turned up the volume of your life. More scrolling, more women, more success, more distractions. But no matter how loud the noise gets, the sound doesn't stop. That's because it's not coming from this world. It's coming from eternity. Young man, this is the trumpet call before the storm. God is trying to wake you up, not to scare you, but to save you. He's saying, I made you for more than this. You've been chasing shadows. You've been trying to fill a God-sized hole in your heart with things that were never meant to satisfy you. But I'm calling you home. I'm calling you to rise. Don't you see? The emptiness you feel is a gift. The restlessness in your soul is the mercy of God keeping you from settling for less. Because He knows that one day soon, the trumpet will sound, not just in your spirit, but across the heavens. And in that moment, the door will close. And here's the hard truth. The version of you that's still playing with sin, still clinging to comfort, still waiting for the right time to get serious about God, that version of you will not be ready. The question is not, can you hear the trumpet? The question is, will you answer it? Because if you don't, one day the sound will stop. And when it does, your chance will be gone. How long have you been running? Not on the outside, on the inside. You're tired, aren't you? Your soul is worn out. You keep moving from one thing to the next, one relationship to another, one goal to the next achievement. But no matter how far you run, you can't outrun Him. Listen to me. God has been chasing you your entire life. From the moment you were born, He's been whispering, "Come home." You don't have to do this alone. You don't have to prove yourself anymore. You're mine. But instead of turning to Him, you've been running harder. Why? Maybe it's because you're afraid. Afraid that if you let Him in, He'll take away the things you think you can't live without. Afraid that you'll have to surrender. Or maybe you're ashamed. You think you've gone too far, done too much, made too many mistakes to ever be welcomed back. But hear this, God already knows every dark thing about you, and He loves you still. There's nothing you've done that's too big for His mercy. Nothing so broken in you that He can't heal. Young man, the longer you run, the more you're running from your own peace, your own purpose, your own life. Because there is no life outside of Him. The enemy wants you to keep running until you collapse, until it's too late, until the door closes and you're left outside. But right now, the door is still open. Right now, you still have a chance to stop, turn around, and run back to your Father's arms. You don't have to keep pretending to be strong. You don't have to keep filling the void with things that will never satisfy. God is not chasing you to punish you. He's chasing you to save you. This is your moment. Stop running. Fall on your knees and let Him catch you. There's a storm coming. You can feel it, can't you? The tension in the world, the chaos in your heart, the warnings that keep flashing in your spirit. God is saying, it's time to build. Now, remember Noah. The world around him was laughing. They mocked him every single day as he built the ark in the middle of dry land. They said, "Noah, you're insane. There's no flood coming. You're wasting your time. Live a little. Enjoy yourself." But Noah wasn't building for them. He wasn't living for their approval. He was preparing for the unseen. Young man, this is not the time to be distracted. This is not the time to be chasing empty relationships, wasting hours scrolling, or drowning in things that have no eternal weight. The rain is closer than you think. The signs are already here. What's your ark? It's your heart surrendered to God. It's your obedience in the small things. It's cutting off that sin you keep excusing because you think you have time. It's forgiving the person you swore you'd never forgive. It's turning off the noise of this world long enough to hear His whisper. And here's the truth you don't have forever. The door to the ark didn't stay open forever. One day God shut it. And when the first drops of rain fell, those who mocked began to cry out. But it was too late. God is giving you time now. Time to repent. Time to break free from the chains holding you down. Time to rise and become the man you were created to be. But you must move now. Build your ark. Don't wait for the rain to fall to get serious about God. Because when the storm breaks, and it will break, only those who prepared will stand. We've been lied to. Somewhere along the way, someone told you, wait until you're ready. Wait until you feel strong. Wait until you're perfect to step into your calling. But hear me, if Noah waited until he felt ready to build the ark, the flood would have swept him away. If David waited until he felt worthy to face Goliath, Israel would have been crushed. You don't need to feel ready. You need to move. You need to take the first step. Young man, God isn't asking for your perfection. He's asking for your surrender. The enemy wants you paralyzed in doubt, constantly questioning yourself, scrolling endlessly while your purpose rots on the inside. But God says, today is the day. Now is the moment. Get up and walk. You may say, but I'm broken. God says, that's why I chose you. You may say, I don't have what it takes. God says, I am what it takes. You may say, I'll wait until I clean myself up. And God says, no. Come now, and I'll clean you myself. It's not about how ready you are. It's about how willing you are. Because the truth is, this world doesn't wait for you to be ready. The storm doesn't delay because you're still thinking. Time doesn't stop because you're hesitating. The floodwaters are rising and heaven is calling. Don't miss it. Don't waste one more day trying to fix yourself before you come to Him. Step out. Say yes, begin. Because readiness isn't a feeling, it's obedience. And obedience will always open doors that fear and hesitation never will. There's a moment in every story when the door shuts, when the last opportunity passes, when the chance is gone and the time for choosing is over. Noah preached for years as he built the ark, and the people laughed. They mocked him. They said, we've heard it all before. There's no flood coming. Why should we change? But then the rain began to fall. The door of the ark was sealed, not by Noah's hand, but by God's. And those on the outside pounded and clawed, but it was too late. This isn't a fairy tale, this is reality. There will come a day when the opportunities you take for granted will vanish. That woman you've been ignoring, she'll walk away. That chance to build the business, it'll go to someone else. That stirring in your soul that keeps telling you to change, one day, you won't even hear it anymore. Young man, this is not the hour for hesitation. The signs are everywhere. Chaos in the nations, shaking in the earth, and hearts growing cold. These are not random. These are warnings. Heaven is screaming, wake up, prepare. The door is about to close. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying it because I care about your soul, because God cares about your destiny. The enemy wants you asleep, numb, endlessly distracted, so you miss the most critical moment of your life. But you can choose differently. You can be the one who listens, the one who steps in before it's too late, the one who doesn't just hear about revival but becomes it. The question is, will you act before the door shuts, or will you keep scrolling until time runs out? The door won't stay open forever. You still have a chance, but not for long. And I need you to hear this, not tomorrow, not later, but right now. Because what God is saying isn't casual. It's eternal. You are not here by accident. You are not hearing this by chance. This is your moment, your wake-up call, your chance to rise up and become the man God designed you to be. So don't let this just pass you by like another video. If this stirred your soul, if something in you knows this was for you, don't let the enemy steal it from you. Stop scrolling, pause, and take action. Hit that like button as a declaration that you're standing for something greater. Share this with someone who's lost and needs this word right now. Leave a comment. It can be as simple as, I'm ready, or amen. But write it so you're putting your faith into motion. And subscribe, because what's coming next you won't want to miss. This is not just content. This is a call from heaven. Don't ignore it. Respond. And let's walk this road together, because this is only the beginning.